Okay, so Frank Poncelet. Yeah, I run a relatively small company in Belgium, which is called Hyperlabs, and I'm coming here to talk with the guys about the future of NFTs. And yeah, for those that know me a little bit, I'm most notorious for bringing the V1 CryptoPunks back to life. So I'll give it to my friend here.
Thank you, Frank. Hi, everyone. My name is Atharva, and I'm currently working on Ultimate Digits, where we are creating Ethereum phone numbers. So happy to tell you guys more offline, but I've been in the space since 2017-18, but I first happened to discover NFTs in 2015 when they were first presented at a conference in New York called 7 on 7, incidentally at an art tech conference itself. So yeah, over to you, Luciano.
Okay, my name is Luciano Mathias. I'm from Brazil, born and raised in São Paulo, Brazil. I run a strategic and creative hub for Web3 oriented. We used to work like traditional companies we were a production company. Now we are a hub, and we guide the traditional companies entering the Web3 ecosystem. I'm also a content creator in Brazil for YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and I have a newsletter on Substack. I'm not here. I'm not just an hologram.
Okay, now let's talk content. Now that people know that who we are. So, the future of NFTs. What do you see in the future of NFTs? Are we going to stay in this crazy space, or is it getting normal again?
It's the new normal, right? I think since COVID, we have all been hearing this. And I think in the NFT context, to be honest, I think nobody really expected PFP and art phase to be eternal, right? We always knew that there is a second phase of evolution to it. And I think in one word, that phase is utility. And I'm sure that we will all be talking about that more, so I don't want to go into details, but utility and innovative types of utility around NFT collections, that is the future.
Okay, so when I hear utility, I think about a hoodie, but I think you don't agree, right?
No, of course I don't agree. Yeah, I think everything it's utility and value, and the NFTs have to generate some kind of value and utility. But as we were talking about the future, I believe at some point we're not going to even talk about NFTs anymore. As we don't talk about barcodes, we don't talk, oh, this is my barcode, this is mine. We don't talk about that. So I think at some point, in some years, I don't know, I can't precise how much, how many years, but I think we're not going to even talk about that. It's going to be so common. All social apps or all social media are going to be NFTs, like Mirror, like Lens Protocol are doing. And I believe it has to generate value and generate some social impact to the world, not just be our day-to-day stuff from life, but regenerate, as we were saying, regenerative NFTs, some social impact to the world. What do you think about that, Frank? Give me something.
Yeah, well, something we believe very, very strong at Hyperlabs, that is the soulbound token. And the soulbound token is a white paper by Vitalik, I think about 6 months ago. I have to look at you guys if you know the exact date, but I don't. But let's say about six months ago, and I made an open source implementation for that one. And what is a soulbound token? A soulbound token is, let's say, an enhanced NFT. I can give it to you, but you can't do anything with it. You can't burn it, you can't transfer it. And if I turn on my option list, I can actually even take it back. And that gives that gives a lot of potential because, well, I'm an IT guy, and something that we do a lot is certifications, for instance. And a certification has a certain validation. Let's say I do the course, I pass the exam, I get the paper, and it's valid for 2 years, something like that. Now, if I give you that as a traditional NFT, you can actually start selling your certification, so we don't want that. And so a soulbound token will actually will fix that, because I can give you the soulbound token, which certifies in your wallet, you follow the course, you did the exam, you were good, and after 2 years, it will automatically be taken back, unless you take the follow-up course or whatever. So that's a pretty cool one, I think, in the futures of NFTs.
And I think that's going to change everything, like digital identities, like a curriculum, achievements, and as I was saying, you don't ask what do you have in your curriculum. You go to LinkedIn, and you're not going to go to LinkedIn at some point. You're going to go to your MetaMask, and you're going to see like the soulbounds and all the achievements this person have, a part of the collections and the PFPs and the stuff. And I don't know if I'm going to cause polemics about that, but I'm not a PFP like fan. I'm not. I'm really like to discover like utility NFTs. I love music NFTs. I have my friend Lucas Meyer here from Phonogram Me, music NFTs, and I think this is the utility NFTs, identity NFTs are going to be the thing. What do you think about that, Atharva?
So actually, I was just thinking about something you said earlier, right? That there is going to be a bunch of different types of utilities, and maybe Soulbound token is one of the key utilities. But I just have come to believe in the last 6 to 8 months that there is currently this fetish almost of trying to NFTize literally everything that possibly can be NFTized. I think the next 6 to 8 months we will eventually figure out that. Or maybe it might take longer, but we'll figure out that there might be certain use cases, and that could be like a single-digit number of use cases, which is actually where actually NFTs were adding incremental, not incremental, but disruptive value. If we are just going to be NFTizing everything for some incremental upgrades, that it might not be worth the effort and the adoption curve that is required for it.
Can you give me a concrete example for something like that? I can't really scrape it. I can't really touch it.
So
phone numbers.
Yeah. Okay. So phone numbers being an utility coming to the market, but coming to something going out of the market, I think identity, right? Documents. Before Soulbound tokens, that whole paper became famous. A lot of people were already experimenting with creating NFTs of identity documents, award certificates, medals, digital medals, and so on. And I know even though you have collectible value for some of these things, it just does not make sense to have them purely as NFT. So what my point, coming to your point, is that it may still be on the blockchain, but it will evolve in its characteristics and properties, moving from being a normal NFT to becoming a soulbound or becoming some kind of a special implementation.
Yeah, definitely true.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. We're talking about the future. The future is not technical. The future is imaginative. So the utilities are numerous, are forever. We can even think what's going to be. So I don't think we're going to have like I don't know, maybe NFT.NYC is going to be like a brand, because we don't talk about NFTs anymore, as I was saying. We have to imagine what kind of things we can develop with NFTs, and I just see everything, I go a lot to Mirror, that the social media and social the app, and they like you can collect some publications from someone you like or someone you follow as an NFT. So that's kind of thing that excites me about the whole ecosystem. Of course, PFPs are cool, the movement, all the ecosystem. But what really gets me, okay, this is going to be great. This is what are we going to gain with liberty, with sovereignty, and provenance. Historical NFTs. You're proof. You could tell everybody about the first punks. This is a great case. And I think this is the most important: sovereignty, provenance, and the liberty we're going to have in the future, like in the Web3 ecosystem.
Yeah, because what gets interesting, I'll go nag on a little bit about my soulbound tokens. What makes it interesting, the next level soulbound token is, on one side you have the soulbound token, on the other side you're going to put the genosis that controls the contract. And now it's no longer a single government or a single franc or whatever that actually controls these soulbound tokens. It is suddenly a community that can say, you're a good developer, we're going to vote over that you are a good developer. And if we vote on it in the genosis, you're actually going to get the certificate. So that excites me a lot, that we can make that connection, because the technology is already there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna deviate something that I read like this week or the week before. Something from Misha Da Vinci. She's a writer for Web3, and she like made a thread in the Twitter saying that about AI. Everybody's everybody's into AI right now. AI is the big thing. It's gonna change the whole planet. It's gonna destroy the planet and stuff. Elon Musk wants to break AI, wants to stop AI, wants to go for AI. So there's a lot of hype under AI now, as we were in the metaverse last year and NFTs like 2 years before. And she said like AI only is going to work if it's decentralized. It's in the blockchain. So as AI, if it's NFTs, how do I say that? Managing AI. Maybe NFTs are going to manage AI, and then we're going to have like some security and some. They're not going to destroy the world. What do you guys think about that? This thought completely got me when I read it. You know.
But you want to answer?
I think before coming to that particular point, I just want to mention one thing from your earlier. I forgot what the context was, but the thing is, 2017 roughly is when the current CTO of the Dapper Labs coined the term NFT. Before that, we used to call it monetized graphics, and even before that, just art on blockchain, because that's all it was. I think 2017, when that term NFT was first coined, even though at the moment it seemed like a genius thing to do, since then there has been some criticism that the term is not very friendly for mass market adoption. And the thing which you said earlier about NFTs becoming invisible, becoming a part of daily life, I think one of the things that will happen in the future inevitably will be simplification of all of these lexicons. You know, crypto, for example, sounds very cryptographic, which it is supposed to, but it's not a cool. You know, NFTs. I think are not the best term for this. We will probably have some more regular use word coming up.
Yeah, but I definitely agree with that, because the people here in the conference, we all work at this moment on a very technological level. And the mass, the people that need to flow in, they don't want this technology-minded thing. I did an experiment in the office. So I took two of my commercial ladies. They had no clue what tokenization was and what wallets was and so on. They were selling technology to customers of us, but not the Web3 based technology. And I told both of them, and I said, okay, you're both getting a free NFT from me, but you must be able to make a wallet. And
How do we do that?
And you're not allowed to ask any help on the floor from any of the engineers. That were a lot of hoops they had to jump before they both got their NFT, but it was really proven if you're a non-technical person, there are a lot of hoops to jump, and that has to go. It's like you say, with the technology has to disappear. We have to build solutions on top of the technology that can be used by anybody, also by somebody who is not super technical.
Yeah, and I think safe solutions, modern solutions, safe solutions, and with less barriers. You know, I was in Web Summit last year in Lisbon, and there's some panel, I don't remember the company, where they were talking about how we get to enter stuff today. Like you have to put a login, your email, your password, and now in crypto, in Web3, you just connect your wallet, your MetaMask or something, and what's it gonna be in the future? We probably gonna have, I don't know how, I'm not a dev guy, I'm not a IT guy, but I'm more a marketing guy, but I don't know how, but I think we're probably gonna have less barriers, entry barriers to get into Web3. That's why we in Trio are going to guide like the traditional companies into that, because when they get in, you never get out. As probably everybody think like this. What do you think about that?
Interestingly, when EIP 4337 became ERC 4337 and account abstraction became more of a buzzword and smart wallets are now a thing, I think one implementation of this would be, there are already a couple of companies working on this. For example, OpenSea, I think, is testing out a feature wherein certain wallets, when you hold a particular NFT, the properties of the NFT are such that you are automatically, that an NFT is setting rules for safety to your wallet. So having that NFT in your wallet, in a smart wallet, that is, which is your 4337 compliant wallet, what happens is that the NFT basically acts like a security token or an insurance policy, wherein by, on a computer, when you download an antivirus, that antivirus does, yeah, exactly. So that NFT basically serves like sort of a crypto version of antivirus, wherein it will set some rules for the wallet automatically, that these are the transaction limits, XYZ, so that you as a general user are safer. And I think this 4337 and smart contract wallets are really very interesting. And I think all of these top-level implementations are currently just the tip of the iceberg. But if we can like get to more of such cool features, where NFTs are being used for some very, very basic and very fundamental applications, there is a lot of things that will be happening.
Yeah, this completely makes sense, and I don't know if you guys are gonna agree with me, but I think NFTs, AI, crypto, all the DeFi, NFTFi, all this kind of stuff going to be like this is going to be like the cornerstones of Web3. Web3 is gonna be built. We have Web3, but we are small. It doesn't look like, but we are really small yet. We're going through mass adoption in a I don't know how many years, as you guys telling us, but we are still small, and there's a long way until have mass adoption like the internet or something like that. And we have to, this solution, the safe solutions, this have to be like the premise to everything. That's something that I'm trying to achieve as a content creator in Brazil. We need to educate people, and you tech guys need to give this technical security for everybody, feel secure, and don't go into any scams or has this either or whatever crypto they have like robbed or something. I don't know, that's some of thoughts that I have for the future.
Yeah, quite interesting. You re-triggered me with mentioning AI again. So maybe it's a little time to go to your question that we worked. I'll give you my opinion on it, and say I don't think we're definitely there yet that AIs can take over the world.
Me neither.
That will take a few more years, but it's going really hard at the moment. That is definitely so. But I think at that moment we will have like one shot to get alignment, that we can convince that AI that we are not the evil on the earth, and that will be hard to convince that AI, to be honest, and that we are not his workers, that it's the other way around. If we miss that shot, then I personally think we're going into a Skynet scenario.
You may have problems. Yeah, as I said, this thought from Misha, this completely got me, because I think AI just going to work if it's decentralized, if it's in the blockchain. We saw what happens with the metaverse, with Meta. They I don't know, they invested more than 30 billion or something in the metaverse, and the metaverse for Meta is almost nothing today, because they went through the hype. The problem is go through the hype too fast. I think we have to be like serene enough and calm enough to see things as they are and get a perspective. Strategic planning, good strategic planning. Sometimes some companies get to us and they say, I want to do a metaverse or NFT collection, and I say that, why you want that? It's for the hype, it's for buzz, it's for branding, you want to sell something. You just can do a metaverse for the sake of the metaverse. You just can do an NFT for the sake of NFT. You have to get a purpose or something like that. You have to have a strategic planning around. You have to a roadmap. I have friends here. Akil is here. He buys a lot of NFTs, and sometimes he buys something. And what is the roadmap? Oh, we don't have a roadmap. Oh my God, why don't you have a roadmap? So why did you launch an NFT collection at the first place? And even with AI, we have to get some perspective and decentralize. We can let everything in OpenAI's and Microsoft's lap, We have to decentralize that, get into the blockchain. I don't know, guy. Help me, you IT guy, help me with something technical. But I don't know the way, but I know kind of the path, I don't know if that's correct, but...
I think just to kind of bridge that between AI and NFTs, right? For anybody who's interested, who's a developer and things like that, one easy way to get started is through Chainlink keepers. So Chainlink keepers basically enables you to create these DNFTs, right? Dynamic NFTs. Dynamic NFTs basically means that you can set rules of what happens based on certain trigger points happening, which cause certain evolutions to that NFT. The evolutions can be visual, non-visual, technical, metadata based, and so forth. Good place to explore. With this, you can basically do very fundamental implementations of rule-based AI. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah, that's a new topic, by the way. Dynamic NFTs. We haven't touched that one yet. And yeah, I got a single. We have 3 minutes left, so let's do 3 minutes on dynamic NFTs. Any ideas?
Yeah, I'm not into as odd that's gonna be. I'm not that much into, I don't know, into gaming. But I think it's for games. It's gonna be. It is a great thing. Dynamic NFTs. So I think they have a role, and each how do I say that? I forgot the word. I'm sorry, but dynamic NFTs, PFPs, utility NFTs, social handles. Each one has a purpose and has a function, and it has to complete this function so we can complete the ecosystem and the decentralized world community. Let's say that. Atharva, help me on that topic.
One very early implementations of a dynamic NFT project was somebody made a NFT of Robert De Niro's face. The face had one rule in it, that the face expression was going to switch between a smile, frown, or a neutral, based on Ethereum's price in the last 12 hours. If the price had been green, then Robert De Niro's face would become a smile, and vice versa. And this was like just a test bed of seeing how a dynamic NFT can possibly be implemented. But I think now we are at a stage where there are much more advanced implementations happening. Just recently, I read an article about some artist who's currently working on a story-based NFT, wherein the NFT is a series of chapters, where the next chapter gets updated to your NFT only if you have proof of readership of the previous chapter.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I talked about that we will have one shot to align the AI with our ideas. Let's give the audience also a one shot, and so I think I have time for one question. Who's courageous?
I see you guys talking about the future of NFTs and blockchain. What do you guys think about the gaming on NFTs? Because in my perspective, I think when players when they see the ownership and the interoperability that the smart contracts and blockchain can bring into gaming system, I think it's going to be the next move, the next height, the next step. An example: everyone that plays Call of Duty or Battlefield, you spend money on the game, but you don't get this money back because you're just paying the centralized server. But once the players realize that they can log in the MetaMask and the NFTs or the assets they have on their wallet, it's actual skins of the game that they can sell secondary. And imagine, like, let's say, if Call of Duty.
I'm going to have to cut you off. Your question is way too long, and I have my master is saying cut it off. I'm very sorry. We will answer your question outside. Thank you all.
Just finish one word as I go away. The metaverse doesn't exist. It's gonna exist when we have some platforms and they are connected each other. Then we're gonna have a metaverse open and interoperable. Thank you guys so much. See you around.